We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars of Wrestling show. I'm Jeff. Alongside, as always, is Burr Ryan.
It's very early in the year, but we already have a contender for the worst pay-per-view of the year.
And Scholar Tarek.
Normally I would be so cheerful doing a little intro, but I'm not really in a cheerful mood. The road to WrestleMania is like old-fashioned bricks. It is a very, very poorly done road to WrestleMania.
What are you talking about?
At least in the Royal Rumble sense.
Nothing is wrong, and nothing bad ever happens at all.
Take another sip of your drink.
You know what?
Maybe you'll believe it.
Just give me a piece of paper, and I'll write the sarcasm sign for you.
Oh, if only it was something other than an audio podcast. But
give me a paper. I'm actually going to write it right now. Continue with what you're saying. I'm going to write a sarcasm sign. Because of your smart-assness.
Yeah, thank you.
Smart-assness is legendary.
Let's face it, if you're listening to this show, you knew what happened this week in the wrestling world. Royal Rumble 2015 came and went, and oh boy, it was a worst-case scenario type of thing, wasn't it?
I will say it like this, okay? I helped someone move on Sunday. Very quickly, out of the blue, had no idea. It was a very crappy day. And I was looking forward to the Royal Rumble. I said...
That was your first mistake.
I said,
I'm kidding,
okay?
I'm kidding.
I said that it doesn't matter what will happen, okay? I will enjoy it because I'm no longer doing what I was doing before the Royal Rumble. And what a sack of crap that was. What bullshit. When I came out of this pay-per-view, I was like, remember when I said that I would enjoy everything I saw on this pay-per-view just because I wasn't doing what I was doing before? Yeah. I was wrong.
That.
I was so wrong.
It is even a funny story. I just got back from vacation, and the second I got home, I put on the WWE Network, and it's in the middle of the Royal Rumble match.
Oh. Wow.
It started I came in when number 17 came out. I'm drawing a blank on who was number 17. All I know is that from then on, I was like, all right, Royal Rumble match. How much did I miss? And did my players already leave? Are they already gone?
Yeah, they did.
Well, most of it. Well, my number 27 didn't come out yet, but it was still pretty. I'm like, no one's here. I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused. All I know is because they were saying Bray Wyatt came in at number 5. I'm like, hey, Michelle, you got number 5. You got Bray Wyatt. Great. And it was quite possibly the worst Royal Rumble game I have ever had. Not quite. It was. This is the first time in the Royal Rumble game I got 0 points. And just from watching the second half of the Royal Rumble and hating it, I'm like, wow,
that was the worst part.
I'm not really enjoying this. And then you posting the results later, I get absolutely nothing because, hell, Wade Barrett was wasted because he was my last guy and he was completely wasted. And I was angry.
Only 3 people looked good in this Royal Rumble. Only 3. Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, and Rusev. Okay, because... They all had 6 eliminations. All of them. Bray Wyatt lasted 45 minutes. We all know why that is. Because they need to make him look strong for his match at WrestleMania, whoever that may be.
Boom.
Wink. Let's face it. After that,
boom, wink, whoever that may be. If he is cleared, he is not cleared yet. But if he is cleared, we know who Bray Wyatt is facing at WrestleMania. It's the dead man.
On a side note here, with the little promo we cut on SmackDown, that was sort of a heavy.
It's pretty obvious.
It's
I fear no one, living or dead. And I was like, there it is,
living or dead. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
There it is. And I'm down. That match is going to be amazing. I'm down.
When they first announced. Or not really announced, but they first hinted at that match, everyone was just like, no Sting versus Taker, but Bray Wyatt versus Taker? It's all good.
Next best thing.
I ain't mad.
I
ain't even mad.
I love that meme. I ain't even mad.
I ain't even mad. But it's okay. Rusev, okay, got 6 eliminations, looked pretty strong until the last bit of the match, obviously. Looked pretty strong because he's going into a WrestleMania feud against John Cena where all up-and-coming superstars go to die. And then Roman Reigns, we'll get there. But it's like everything else, this event, other than one match, this event was the worst thing that an event could be. Okay, this event was boring.
Yeah, and that's really the worst part. I mean, even right before we were about to start recording, we were going to talk about, okay, do we want to talk about anything other on this pay-per-view other than the Royal Rumble match itself and the Triple Threat title match? And the answer was a resounding no.
Okay, I'm going to put this in one sentence when I describe the undercard from the Ascension versus the New Age Outlaws, the Divas tag match, the pre-show match, whatever other matches were on the card. I'm not giving it any higher than a 2. I'm giving
These
all those
are not wrong.
Each match is Peach Fuzz tops. That's the highest I can go.
Okay, I will go this, okay? The New Age Outlaws came out, did their job, put over the Ascension. However, it was 5 minutes long, so I can't give it any higher than a 2.
It was
then
them versus the Shield all over WrestleMania.
The Divas match. The Divas match, okay? Atrocious. So bad. Okay? The only good moment was when Paige tried to pin whatever Bella it was.
Was it Eva Bella boobs?
I don't think so. I think it was Brie, but the way she pinned made me want to take a cold shower. I went there, but I can't. It's a clean shave. I can't do it.
I'm going to confess. I'm going to confess.
You scallywag.
Scallywag. Wow.
Scallywag.
You take a look at the picture and tell me you don't need a cold shower after that.
Before I bring up the picture, I need to confess something right now.
You took the cold shower.
No, I did not.
I did, but it was later.
Worse.
It was a lot later.
Yeah.
After someone else took a shower before me, it was freezing cold. Oh God, stop
It wasn't the cold shower that I wanted.
Okay, never mind. Moving on.
Oh, wait, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say Paige actually got me watching Total Divas again.
We know this.
Yeah, you told us this already.
I did. All right,
Yeah.
but still,
I still can't do it.
In either case, I was in the mood for like, okay, I want to see Paige wrestle. This is gonna be great. They've got a match. No, not enough Paige. I was underwhelmed.
Natalia got taken out by a forearm. What is Nikki Bella Lex Luger now? Is that how it works?
Nikki Bella is John Cena's girlfriend.
Well,
That's all
let's
that
face it,
needs to be
okay?
said. That's all that needs to be said.
Her finishing move is based out of a torture rack. She
And
finished
you know
off
what?
Natalia with a loaded forearm. She is the woman version of Lex Luger.
And you know what? I
hate Lex Luger.
I need to back up from this.
But you know what?
I have to back away from this.
But you know what? I like what they're attempting to do with Brie Bella. I mean, let's face it.
Wait, Brie or Nikki?
What I say?
You said Brie.
Brie or Evil Bella boobs?
Evil Bella boobs.
Okay.
At least they give her a finisher that is an actual wrestling move, and they call it the rack attack.
Then why not?
Rack boobs.
Then
Yeah.
why not?
With a
Then
wink
why
and
not
a
finish
nod.
the match
We get
with
it.
a rack attack? Not
Exactly.
not a.
Yeah, that again.
What is
The
it?
finish of the match was poor.
The entire match was poor.
The entire undercard was poor. Even the tag team title match was poor.
The tag team title match was basically, we've seen it a million times before.
This is the match the Ascension should have been in.
Let's face it, okay?
The Ascension-
The entire undercard, other than the 2 main matches, let's just call it what it is, filler.
I
really was.
I hate it. I hate that we have to just completely blow it off. Because they don't care. So why the hell should we care?
The first hour of this pay-per-view was a glorified main event episode.
Up until the main event?
Up until the title match?
Up until the title match, it could have been superstars.
I wouldn't even go that far, because at least whenever I turn the main event, it's usually a pretty decent match.
That's why I changed it to superstars, because superstars is...
Okay, fair enough.
Very good.
Michael Hayes wrote the first hour of this pay-per-view.
Is that a fact or is that?
Or is that? Yeah.
That's an opinion.
Okay.
I was about to say, is that true? A lot more sense.
I was like, is that true?
Michael Hayes wrote the first hour of this pay-per-view.
Oh God.
Well, anyway, as long as we're progressing...
Now we get to the good stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about the little bit good. Let's talk about the triple threat title match. This made it all worthwhile. Or at least as worthwhile as it gets.
Watching it on Raw, because like I said, I didn't watch the pay-per-view. So I had to watch the full Royal Rumble and full title match on Raw. Let me ask you, I was trying to see if they... they have the match on pause, so when it came back from commercial, it just continued from where it left off, like from where the commercial ended. Is that what happened, or did they
It seemed like it did.
It seemed like they didn't miss.
Okay, because I'm like, if they think they can play the match during commercials, I'm like, what do you guys think? This is a live show?
It's
What's wrong with you?
It's. I didn't watch Raw live. I watched the news segment. I watched the news segments because as soon as I found out they were playing the triple threat match, I was like, yay! And then they were like, we're also going to play the entire Royal Rumble. That's all right. I'm good. That's all right. You don't need to do that.
The second I came in, that's when I stopped watching because I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and watch this again just because I was like,
the first half was great. I'm like Bray Wyatt, the Boogeyman, Bubba Ray Dudley, Diamond Dallas Page, Diamond Cuttering everyone. I'm like, please tell me that Randy Orton's gonna come in and we're gonna have RKO versus the Diamond Cutter. Never happened.
That was so much fun.
And it's like once Daniel Bryan got eliminated in the way that he did. It's like
for the rest of the match.
It's done. I'm like, but going back to the triple threat match. Yeah. All right, we're going back to good things. Okay,
wait, let's just
happy thoughts.
The Royal Rumble. We'll just put a pin on it.
We'll put a pin on it.
We're definitely coming.
We're only 12 minutes in. We're only 12 minutes in. We have a good long show.
The Royal Rumble match is going to take a while.
It's going to take the rest of the show pretty much.
But it's okay. This triple threat match. Okay. Already calling it is gonna be in the running for my match of the year.
Me too.
Okay, because even John Cena was good. I couldn't even say what you want about John Cena, okay, but all the 5-star matches that have happened in the last couple of years, okay, safe bet that John Cena was a part of them. Was a part of one.
I agree with you. John Cena's been very good the past couple of years.
He can turn it on. When he turns it on, it's greatness. Okay? And in this match, everybody had their A game. And I was on the edge of my seat for 25 minutes. And it was gloriousness all around. And I was like, the only thing that was predictable to me was when they were going, oh, he's got a broken rib, the stretcher's coming down. I know what's happening here.
Right.
But it's like, it doesn't matter because Seth Rollins hits the curb stomp and then suplexes everywhere. And it's like, great. I'm speechless for this match. I can honestly say that it's going to take a lot for this not to be my match of the year.
The one thing I can definitely say, like what you were saying about John Cena, they all were on their A game. But one thing I noticed, normally John Cena likes to be the one who's really stealing the match. He wants to be the one that's like the center point of the match.
He let Seth Rollins take it,
man.
Yeah,
he let Seth and Brock take it.
Phoenix Splash.
Brought out the beautiful Phoenix Splash, all right. Lesnar and his... Here's a new drinking game. Here's a new drinking game, okay? If you want,
I see what you did.
If you want to visit the hospital, okay? Here's a new drinking game. Every time Brock Lesnar throws a suplex, Take a
No,
shot.
that's pretty much- that's
because
okay.
holy crap, dude, suplexes everywhere.
Okay, remind me to never watch WrestleMania with you. At least not this year.
Here's Brock. It's pretty much Brock Lesnar's whole. It's all he got now. Suplex, German suplex, F5.
But it's
he's
greatness.
He's a gorilla. He's supposed to do power.
But it's
moves
like
that.
That's all he does. I want to see him do at least a shooting star.
The story,
press.
the
No,
story, the
He'll
story
die
of
if
this
he does
match.
that.
The story of this match was perfection.
Yes.
Okay, because Seth Rollins and John Cena, their only goal for the first 10 minutes of the match was take Brock Lesnar out, because if he is moving, we don't have a shot in hell of winning this match. And 15 minutes in, when Seth Rollins elbow drops him through the table,
Beautiful.
I thought, there was a thought in my head that this could actually happen. This could actually happen, and it's rare that you get that in a title match at Royal Rumble. It's basically straightforward in the Royal Rumble. It's like the champion's gonna retain most of the time in the Royal Rumble World Heavyweight. When it's not the main event, the champion's gonna retain.
Except with your Rock and CM Punk.
Why did you have to bring that up?
The exception
Why?
proves
Because
the
I
rule.
had to take the douche card and just throw it in your face there.
No, that's not really a douche card, because the exception proves the rule. Everyone's cool. It's all good.
I pissed him off, so I kind of have to throw a little douche card at him.
Okay.
Things are about to get really painful in a minute.
But it's
so
like,
let's have his victory, please.
okay.
This whole show is probably
This
going to be painful because we're all in pain.
Hey, speak for yourself.
This match.
I'm good.
Oh,
Let the
you
goats
poor,
out
sad
of the
fool.
Let the goats out of the barn, because a million goat faces for this match. Okay, this was greatness on every level. The story was good, the performances were great, and Paul Heyman's facial expressions the entire match were glorious. Okay, but when is that not true? And even the commentary was good. Even the commentary was great during this match. It was great all around. Goat face.
I wouldn't say all the goats. I'm going to say several goats. But still, goats all the same.
Hey, compared to the Royal Rumble, all the fucking goats. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, compared to what we've got coming in the main event, all the goats.
Either way, many goats.
Yes.
Fool, how many goats?
Too many goats.
Too many goats.
Too many goats.
Too many goats. Okay. My initial response at the end of this, of course, the whole point was to take Brock Lesnar. Stop it.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at the goats.
Stop it.
Okay, so I'm going to stop laughing at the goats.
Like I said, their whole Cena and Rollins' purpose was to take Brock Lesnar out. And for a while, you're supposed to believe that they succeeded, but then he comes in as if nothing ever happened. You don't believe he has the broken ribs. He just came in as like, you know who I am? I'm Brock Lesnar. I will destroy you. I will conquer you. I will break you into a million pieces, and then I will eat you. That's Brock Lesnar. After the match ended, him winning, I'm just like, okay, I don't care who wins the Royal Rumble, how dominant they're making Brock Lesnar. There is absolutely nobody that can actually beat him clean. I am not.
It's gonna be.
I can see more. I can see more. Brock Lesnar obviously succeeding at WrestleMania, coming into the next Raw and saying he's gonna retire as champion.
Cause here's the problem. Okay, you make him look so dominant. He just broke his rib. Kayfabe. He just broke his rib, and he comes running in and throwing suplexes everywhere, catching Seth Rollins, going for a curb stomp, and F5ing him, throwing him across the ring. You're gonna tell me that anybody can defeat that?
No.
I don't know.
One word. As Dean Ambrose. Nope.
So
you can't.
So it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who wins the Royal Rumble, okay, I'm not going to believe it.
Neither am
if
I.
he wins clean. Doesn't matter who won the Royal Rumble, in my eyes. The way they booked him to look so dominant, it's like,
and at this point, you pretty much have to book him as as like
at this point you have
as an anti-hero, because people aren't going to be cheering for Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns is the most hated man in the company now. Through fault that is somewhat his own, but mostly not.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about him when we talk about the Royal Rumble.
Any closing thoughts on the triple threat match, though?
All the goats.
All the goats. Seriously, there is nobody in WWE who is booked correctly that can defeat Brock Lesnar. Not even their new face in Roman Reigns. The only person you guys can call this rambling of a fanboy as much as you want, but
we're going Cesaro, aren't we?
I am going. Really think about this. Really think about Cesaro. He is if he was booked correctly, he would actually be like a legit competition for Brock Lesnar. Will he beat him? Probably not. But he's the only one that I can actually believe if he was pushed correctly.
Can I make one comment on the undercard matches for this? If there's one thing in the pre-show match that I loved, it was the brass ring club shirts.
Yeah,
all three of them were wearing.
I will say this: the pre-show match, other than the obvious botches, because it's Kofi. Okay, other than the obvious botches, okay, the pre-show match was probably. Kofi. I can feel real good about giving that. I will give that a classic OT. That was good.
And you can just see it's like, you know what?
It's like I don't even
those guys were just like, you know what?
It's like I don't even bother giving the Kofi botches. I don't even bother giving the Kofi botches a different thing. Now.
Either way, we're digressing right now.
He's about to get pissed.
New Day. No one likes the New Day. Not even when they came in as the New Day. Nobody was all for it. You're the only one. You're the only person.
I like.
Did you hear all the booing that they got?
It's PA.
Yeah,
we can't really.
Cesaro. There are people like that. There are people.
It's one of those like
kids.
The only thing that we can know for certain out of this pay-per-view is that the majority of the fans do not like Roman Reigns. Okay, everything else, we're in Pennsylvania. We're in smart country. Okay, we are in the tri-state area where all the smarks live. So it's like everything. Okay, you can't judge anybody unless they're somewhere else.
Ever since New Day came in as the New Day, no one was really picking it up. The crowd wasn't really going for it. They're trying to do so with New Day. Nothing. Maybe one or two. New Day.
I guess we're hearing different stuff.
Well, to be fair,
because I don't hear much of a reaction, but I do hear some of the crowd, like half of the crowd, go New Day.
No, not even half.
No, I can hear it.
To be fair, in everyone's defense, the New Day were also relatively new.
But I'm also with you. Okay, the New Day is stupid. Okay, going with
it would have been a completely different story if they actually continued this somewhat Nation of Domination 2.0 that they were going for before they came in as the New Day, as them being angry. If they actually came in more like that, it would have been a completely different story because it would have been something new for these characters. This one is just them preaching.
Now it's just more. It's not even. It's barely preaching. It's just something relatively new, but for three guys who I really want to see succeed, which is really the big reason why I started gravitating towards it, or at least want to give it an extended chance. Again, that's a whole other conversation.
I can see. I want Big E and Kofi, the botch king that he is, to succeed. I could care less about Xavier Woods, honestly. I
really like Xavier Woods, or at least I want to if they give him more screen time, but hey.
Hey, he was great on the mic when they first got together, being angry. He was the mouthpiece for Kofi and Big E, and it was working. I was intrigued. I wanted to see where these two were going. I'm kind of sick of face Kofi Kingston because it's not really different. He hasn't changed. At least to me, other than his accent, nothing has changed.
The one thing I can say in this whole defense is that Kofi Kingston, at least, actually really everyone involved with the New Day, just because of their entrance alone, they're getting more of a medium to actually talk as opposed to just wrestle matches, which can only work in their favor. Because really, it wasn't look like they were going anyplace relevant, anywhere close lately. But again,
well, they're stuck. I don't see them progressing even where they are from when they were all singles competitors.
No,
not to me.
It's one step more than they had before. That's all.
But yeah, you happy for the Tyson Kidd and Cesaro win because Cesaro actually got a win on a pay-per-view, whether it's pre-show or not.
And in everyone's defense, this is just going to be my final thought as far as them. I'm getting a real big. I'm getting the same vibe from Tyson Kidd and Cesaro right now that I'm getting from Mizdow or Damien Sandow when he was sort of in the dumps. He's just sort of, okay, how much lower can I go? I'm going to start having fun with this, and then, oops, that'll get me back on top again, and that'll get me over, and a lot more noise is going to be behind me again.
For me,
I'm just not going to be shocked if the same thing that's happening to Damien Sandow now happens to Cesaro in 2015.
I completely see where you're coming from, and I agree with you. The only thing I can say is I personally feel that Cesaro is in the exact same position as Roman Reigns at being a great wrestler, awesome in the ring. He connects with the crowd, but he has mediocre mic skills.
Except Vince McMahon is all on the Roman Reigns train.
He's on the Roman Reigns train, and the fact that he is The Rock's cousin gives him more on his shoulders than the IWC guy who came in from the Indies, who was popular in the Indies. Roman Reigns is Vince McMahon, fresh build guy. That's why, and he's The Rock's cousin, so that gave him extra points. Cesaro, no.
Okay, since we're going to be transitioning far way into the Royal Rumble here. I'm going to build upon what you just said. Again, I know, Brian, you and I were talking about this before we were going on, that really, I think it's one of the biggest misnomers that's coming out of this whole Royal Rumble Roman Reigns debacle is this idea that, sure, Daniel Bryan was a favorite to win. We would have liked it if Daniel Bryan did win, but Daniel Bryan did not have to win. There were other guys in that match who also had really strong years, good, strong baby faces, who could have conceivably filled that role, maybe not just as well, but as well as anyone else could have.
And there were
I'm talking specifically about Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, who had an incredible year last year, or at least a really, really strong past 6 months.
And you can make a case
that, and I personally would even expand that to Ryback too.
Yes, exactly, and add Bray Wyatt.
And I could make a case for Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt, I would like Bray Wyatt too. He's as strong as anyone else.
Except it's the heel.
And you need a big old baby. Exactly. If we're talking about setting up for WrestleMania, you need a strong face, and he's just a strong feel.
That's
for Brock Lesnar. For Brock Lesnar, you need a strong baby face.
Logic.
For Brock Lesnar, the top heel of the company. I used quote marks. I did. And for the top heel, you need a babyface to come out on top. There were ways, okay. I, myself, would have been fine with Roman Reigns as a winner if he actually earned it.
Oh, yeah,
if it was no, I don't mean like I don't mean in the lead up, in the build up. I mean during the match itself. If he actually had a fight. Okay, Jeff and I went over this. Here's my ideal final three. Okay, Bray Wyatt, just from the showing he had in the match, 46 minutes, he earned a final 3 spot, in my eyes. Mm-hmm. Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. You can have the Bray Wyatt bumping Daniel Bryan off the ropes, but the way I see it, okay, it's like Bray Wyatt still enters at number 5, Daniel Bryan still enters at number 10. They're fighting the entire match, and they're both getting their asses handed to them at some point. And it comes down to the final 3. They're both tired. They're doing all this, and Daniel Bryan gets knocked to the outside of the ring. And he's on the outside of the ring with Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt against him. And they're both coming at him one after another, trying to get him off the ropes. Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns is trying to do his Superman punch, and Daniel Bryan keeps elbowing him back. Bray Wyatt keeps running at him, and Daniel Bryan keeps elbowing him back. And then they both converge and come at him at the same time, and he finally drops. That is an elimination worthy of Daniel Bryan. Not the whole, he's in the match for 5 minutes.
Derp.
And derp happens, and he falls off the apron. And then
he got derp dropped.
And then Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt, future top face, whether you like it or not, future top face, future top heel, going mano a mano, Chris Jericho, Sheamus style. End of Royal Rumble 2012, and Roman Reigns finally, after 10 minutes, gets Bray Wyatt out. That is Roman Reigns earning his Royal Rumble victory, not what we got here. This was the most shoddily booked Royal Rumble that I have ever seen in any incarnation from any promotion. This kind of match. This was the most shoddily booked effort. Okay, basically the last 5 minutes of this match were the biggest fuck you to the fans ever. By first Dolph Ziggler getting knocked out, then cradled ever so gently.
He got derp dropped
out of the ring. Then Bray Wyatt puts Kane in the Sister Abigail, takes a knockout, gets derp dropped over the ring, and then Dean Ambrose gets the same treatment. I'm like, are you telling the Pennsylvania fans to fuck off? You deserve whatever you get off of this. You deserve whatever you get from this match.
That was just insulting.
When a crowd in Philadelphia, the home of the Liberty Bell, where the Declaration of Independence was signed. Okay? When this crowd in this place is chanting, "We want Rusev"?
Yeah. I didn't know where you were going with the whole declaration. I'm like, where are you going with it? Oh,
we want Rusev? Okay. That is when you know you fucked up.
Yeah, that is it. Oh, man. To be perfectly honest, even some of the stuff in the first half of the Royal Rumble actually kind of pissed me off. Because we've been spending the last few months talking about setting up the feud between Miz and Damien Sandow, how this match should start this one. Because this is pretty much what the Royal Rumble is. It sets up storylines to lead into WrestleMania. Even the lower card. They didn't do that. They took Miz out within minutes. And then they made Damien Sandow a comedy act. It was another big middle finger to the fans who want to see Damien Sandow. One, in the tag title match where he wasn't even tagged in. And two, when you have the only chance to really bring the Philadelphia crowd back into this match. You heard them. They were going nuts the second Sandow ran into the ring. And then he was only in for a matter of, 15 seconds? Not even?
Yeah, like 30
seconds. He got a couple of the Miz's finishing moves in.
And then he got easily thrown out.
And then here he comes.
Now it's back to being the comedy double The stunt double.
I didn't even see it as that. I just see personally when I saw that. Okay, I thought, okay, this is the next major step in eventually leading to the feud that's going to lead to their blow-off match at WrestleMania. So
that whole beginning.
Sure, it wasn't in there as nearly as long as anyone would have liked, but to be fair, I saw what seemed like they were aiming for, so it didn't really bother me as much.
And in the Royal Rumble, in the Royal Rumble game, I gotta stop picking number one when they're not announced beforehand, because whenever I pick number one and it's not announced beforehand, they're out first.
Well, to be fair, that's not always true, because what didn't that happen with 1 year where the 1 and 2 were unannounced and the 1 and 2 were
the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was 2008, I believe. Yeah, 2008, the year that John Cena made the comeback.
Well, and having Miz and R-Truth be your first two guys,
that's
a sign.
That was a
setup. This Royal Rumble is not going to be so great.
That was a setup for Bubba Ray Dudley. Yes. Okay, and if I'm jumping real quick. Okay, because this could actually happen. Okay, I'm jumping to TNA real quick. Okay, because Velvet Sky her contract just ended, and in the Feast or Fired match that they had last Friday night on Destination America, she grabbed a briefcase for Robbie E, which was the fired briefcase, and Robbie E played the heel, and Velvet Sky got fired. Okay, now in real life, Bubba Ray Dudley and Velvet Sky are going out. Okay, so if the Dudley Boys make a reunion tour and have a long-term shot with the WWE, which Bubba Ray Dudley has said that he wants, could we have a new Duchess of Dudleyville?
I could see that.
I can see it. Is it likely? I
Probably
really
not.
don't think so.
Probably not, but I'm like...
Because the original Duchess of Dudleyville was more of a vehicle for Stacy Keibler since she was already in the company. Unless they really want to hire Velvet Sky, which I can see why they might want to.
I want them to hire Velvet Sky, because...
Okay,
Yeah.
Or honestly, I would just elevate someone else from NXT. That would be cool too.
No, I want Velvet Sky. You can elevate people from NXT to actually wrestle. If it's a Duchess of Dudleyville, I want Velvet Sky.
You just want Velvet Sky in those little shorts, don't you?
Yes, I do. I want the pigeons to fly, damn it. I want to let the pigeons loose.
Somehow I am less opposed to this idea now.
Now when I think of pigeons, all I can think is R-Truth. You know what they said? Nothing. Because they're pigeons. Pigeons don't talk. So,
greatest promo of all time.
Hell, I was at that Survivor Series, so it made it even better.
You were, weren't you?
Hell, you can even find me in a couple of spots in the pay-per-view. So that's why I actually bought that pay-per-view. Just so I could see where I am.
So, back to the Royal Rumble, and I like this part, okay? Because Luke Harper comes out. And I could watch Luke Harper versus Bubba Ray Dudley all day.
That was beautiful. Just that moment alone.
Then Bray Wyatt comes out, and I'm like, oh...
This is gonna be good.
Have a reunion of the Wyatt family versus the Dudley Boys. Oh, but
Devon never showed up.
But then, of course, Devon never showed up, and really Bray Wyatt throws out.
So apparently, Vince McMahon.
Bubba Ray Dudley in seconds.
So apparently, Vince McMahon doesn't care which, black guy is in the spot of Devon.
Just give him a black guy.
Just give him a black guy and have him be like, get the tables.
But you know what? Tables. I'm happy for R-Truth that he got to do that spot because he looked like a kid in a freaking candy store while doing that. So I'm like, okay, I can live with this. But then we get to Bray Wyatt's show of dominance, and I'm like, all right, I'm down. I'm
following the buzzards.
I'm following the buzzards. This is good. Curtis Axel.
Yeah, I kind of did. He was out with an injury, he was just taken off TV for a while.
Curtis Axel.
Yeah.
All right. Shut up about Curtis Axel, people. You're stupid.
Let's talk about Curtis Axel.
Everyone online, Curtis Axel was never eliminated. He should get a #1 contenders match. I'm like, no.
You realize this is just reaction to Roman Reigns, nothing more.
I don't know, man. This train's been rolling.
It's all reaction to Roman Reigns.
But
that's all.
Speaking of reaction, I just got one. I have to go back to Kofi Kingston because of this Royal Rumble match. Do they really have no more ideas for Kofi Kingston that he has to be caught by the Rosebuds?
Nope.
No, but this is funny because I want to see how. This is the first time where I've actually been like, I want to see how Adam Rose reacts to them catching Kofi Kingston and not him. I'm like, I want to see him come out and just start taking down Rosebuds. That's it.
As long as to be fair, and in the Rosebud's defense, Taylor Hendricks was a Rosebud this time. And that's not a bad thing.
That is never a bad thing.
I'm just not into it as you two are.
I'm not into the Rosebud.
I'm not into Adam Rose. I'm just like, I want to see him take out Rosebuds, man.
We're just into Taylor Hendricks.
I'm just, as soon as I saw Kofi coming in and then he come back in, I'm like, really? You guys have no other plan to have
Kofi
he kind of awesomeness?
He kind of already did. He kind of outdid. He's probably run out of stuff. He's been doing it for like 6 years. Come on.
What more can you do?
It just was just so silly to me. I'm like, oh my god, really?
Yeah, it was very weak. I admit.
I was a head shaker for that one. I'm like, dude.
There was a lot of head shaking.
I'm like, if they did that for Adam Rose, I'd be like, all right, that makes sense. But what the hell is that?
It's Kofi running out of ideas. That's what that is.
And it's Vince McMahon actually thinking we give a damn of this Rosebuds and Adam Rose slowly departing garbage.
And
it's bad. At least they didn't have the bunny again. At least it looked like they're getting rid of the bunny finally.
Thank God.
They're gonna have the bunny return eventually, and he's the new Rosebud leader. And oh my.
Okay, that's just jumping.
And that would be when the WWE jumps the shark.
Excuse me,
as they haven't already.
No.
Excuse me as I go
twice
into my
in a
pocket.
lifetime. Twice in a row.
I could be twice in a row. I actually prefer last year's Royal Rumble over.
I don't think twice in a lifetime.
At least last year's Royal Rumble was fun.
I don't think twice in a lifetime, twice in a row was bad. Was bad. It made.
I misspoke. I'm not talking about the Rock matches. I'm talking about the same result of the match.
Last year was good. Last year was good until the 30th participant came in, and then it turned to shit.
I agree.
So it's like, so last year's Royal Rumble was bad in the sense of the winner, but it was a greatly booked Royal Rumble for what it was. Okay, this year was just shit all around.
The thing is, last year's Royal Rumble, I don't care that Batista won. I just hate the fact that Daniel Bryan, the hottest thing that was going on, wasn't even in it. This year's Royal Rumble is actually is more insulting to the fans because we got Daniel Bryan, but he was only in for a few minutes and he got eliminated after a few minutes early.
He got eliminated like a jobber.
He got eliminated like a jobber, and that is the bigger insult than not having him show up at all.
And then to have your other top 3 talents that people would have cheered for winning, okay, to have Dolph Ziggler, to have Bray Wyatt, to have Dean Ambrose. It's not that they got eliminated.
It was how
they got eliminated. In Jeff's words, they all 4 of these guys got derp dropped.
I like
they did.
Okay. All 4 of these guys.
I like it. Derp drop.
All 4 of these guys got derp dropped. They were like, duh! Oh crap. One of those like, and it's like, why? You have Bray Wyatt. 47 minutes. 6 eliminations. You gave him a promo spot in the middle of the Royal Rumble, CM Punk style.
I love the whole Zack Ryder coming out.
Okay, and that was...
I will fight anybody. Woo!
Apparently, Bray Wyatt grabbed the mic too early. He was supposed to do that before Daniel Bryan came out.
But still, that was.
But great. It was still great.
Okay, I'll fight anybody. I don't scare anybody. Woo woo woo.
And the look on Bray Wyatt's face was just like,
wait, what? Excuse me.
So it's like you have all that to get derp dropped. Like that 47 minutes in the span of 10 seconds.
Derp drop you.
Left Bray Wyatt. Okay, if you're a casual fan, it left you thinking Bray Wyatt? No. That was just he got punched in the face and gently cradled over the top rope, and it's like it was boring, it was shoddily paced, and this could be the worst Royal Rumble I've ever seen.
I actually second that.
Could be.
It's a contender, but I can't really say if it's the worst I've ever seen.
At least with other Royal Rumbles, even if we didn't like it, we had fun watching it.
It's not the just first Royal time.
Rumble game, just in general.
I know.
It's the first time I've
zero fun. What I'm saying is, I can't say didn't have zero fun, because let's face it, like we mentioned, the first half, surprise entrance galore, fun little moments, but just no payoff, which killed it.
This is the other Royal Rumbles were bad. Okay, but I had fun. This committed the cardinal sin. I wasn't angry at the result. I was angry throughout the match. Okay, so it's like that. That is why. Okay. Yeah, Bubba Ray Dudley came back. DDP came back, and that was an awesome 2.5 minutes. But with all the comebacks, no payoff, shoddy pace, you didn't book the winner strong. Okay. Clean shave. Can't Royal Rumble, fuck off.
If we're talking about straight up ratings now of the Royal Rumble, honestly, I would just give this a classic OT. But which on its own is not a bad rating. But if we're talking about the Royal Rumble, it should be way higher, and that's bad enough.
Cool? I can't get it to that because angry. Angry is the word for this match.
Okay, just before I go into what I have to say, I think that is the most generous rating you could have given it.
It is.
That is just flat on generosity.
I was expecting nothing from Jeff. I was like, blank screen of nothing.
It's the triple threat saved it in its defense. Anyway, go on.
Oh, for the pay-per-view or the Royal Rumble match? Because we're just talking about the match.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the pay-per-view as a whole.
The pay-per-view as a whole is a 3?
Yeah.
What do you give the match?
I don't care.
Okay, now you got
blank screen of nothing.
You got the answer you wanted.
Okay.
For me, I'm just going one step further than you, Brian. Not only the match pissed me off, it was even worse when I watched it out on Raw. Everything about this match really pissed me off. Bubba Ray, DDP, Boogeyman didn't do anything for me because I read that they were on. So the whole shock value was gone. So it didn't help. That didn't help. And just everything booked wise about this match was just fail for me. And even the winner. And it's not like I hate that Roman Reigns won. Not just because I'm a stupid internet wrestling community fan who's just, I'm angry at the product all the time because Daniel Bryan didn't win. I actually have my reasons for being upset that Roman Reigns went. I like Roman Reigns. I think he does have a future. I just don't think he deserves it right now.
Bingo.
If they waited a year, if they built him up the way that they did the promo on Raw,
if they built up the way they built everyone else.
It's okay. Raw, that promo, okay? He keeps doing that for a year. Fine, he can win the Royal Rumble next year.
Even including that, I'll get into that later. But my biggest problem with Roman, continue going. I feel like yes, maybe next year, or in my opinion, maybe the year after, because really look at Roman Reigns, or better yet, look at the Shield entirely from when they broke up. Look at Dean Ambrose. He is one of the most over lunatics that people are always going for because
he's the second top face of the company.
Exactly.
We all know who the first is.
look at Seth Rollins. He's in my opinion, he's the number one heel in WWE.
Agreed. He's not the number one guy, period, the way he's been going.
Exactly. Now look at Roman Reigns. What can we say about Roman Reigns' character? All I can see on it, he is nothing more than a cookie-cut babyface. We know he's character. There is no character.
He's Rocky Maivia before The Rock.
He is not.
Exactly.
He is absolutely. He is not a character. He's not a legit character. He's just a cookie cutter character. He's the only one of the Shield who has not changed a bit since the Shield broke up. Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, they became characters that we can emote to, that we can either love or hate, or both. Roman Reigns is in this spot where he's absolutely nothing, and his mic skills are horrible. He really doesn't connect with the crowd, and the crowd is really catching on to that. His promos are so bad. He's not giving any of him. He is giving what Vince McMahon is telling him to say.
And that is why people are
distancing themselves away. Because even in sports entertainment-wise, you have to be a great wrestler, which he is. I'm not taking points away from him for that. It's just that he's not a character. He isn't.
As a wrestler, I believe he's ready. As a character himself.
Which is what WWE is trying to really push nowadays.
Vince McMahon's trying to make him Cena. Cena can pull it off. Cena, Roman Reigns cannot.
Yes, you're exactly right. Cena can pull it off. But when he was becoming the top face, he was a character. He actually was something that we can either connect to. Roman Reigns, we can't connect to him because we don't know anything about him. That's why when you said Ryback would be another top contender to win, it makes perfect sense because at one point, Ryback was in that position, but now we got that promo that we had a few weeks ago.
He got several promos. Every time he gets a chance to show off his personality, he shines.
And we got to know, and we got to know, and that one promo where we basically got to know him. He talks about his entire career.
And that was the weakest promo I've ever seen out of Ryback.
And it still worked. It actually made us connect with the character.
It's something.
And that's why he was another contender to win, and it would have made sense because we were connecting with him.
He's the big guy.
And
boom.
Exactly. Look how you're connecting with him now. You are enjoying him. He's a great character. Roman Reigns isn't a character. Like I said again, he is nothing more than a cookie-cutter babyface that Vince McMahon thinks is trying to push down our throats, and we don't want it. We don't want to shove down our throats. We want to take it in gradually, nice bites of Roman Reigns, so we can taste it, enjoy it, and have it slowly go down our throat holes.
I believe if they kept him as the enforcer of the Shield, as an enforcer-type character, the way he was when they first came in, this would be easier to swallow. I connected with that character. Just the dude who was like, believe in the Shield, and then punches shit. Fine.
Simple, but
simple but effective. Simple but effective. Now, okay.
The fact that they're trying to they're pretty much giving him the main event to their number one show year round. The main event, and their biggest prize. Roman Reigns is nowhere near to be given that. If you give him close to another victory this year and then have him, let's say, go for a mid-card title so he can actually, build character, so we can actually connect with him and help him on the mic instead of forcing him into the main event and forcing him to be the new face, which I do believe he can be in time. Now it's just Vince McMahon is trying to force us to like him, to force us to think he really is the number one guy, which we think, yeah, he could be the number one guy if he was actually given himself to talk as him, not as what Vince McMahon is telling him to say.
This gives me... go ahead.
No, we could go on and on about this. Just closing rating for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view as a whole.
Pay-per-view as a whole, I give it a peach fuzz.
Peach fuzz?
As much as I loved the title match. But the rest of the pay, I can't give the rest of the pay-per-view a pass, a generous what you did, just because of one good match. So, it's a peach fuzz, but only because it's the triple threat.
Pretty much my sentiments exactly. Gets a peach fuzz for me, and only because the main event was so good. This was a borderline clean shave if that match wasn't on. If that match wasn't on, this pay-per-view was a shambles.
And it's so disappointing to say that about the Royal Rumble.
Again, I think everyone at this point shares the same sentiment. Various degrees, sure, but generally, the writing's on the wall here. I think we all have the same opinion here. Closing thoughts, full.
And now that the Royal Rumble's out of the way, I actually now want to talk about Raw.
That's what I'm going to lead into right now.
Okay.
This is going to be, because again, we went a long time. But here, let me just set the scene here real quick. We're going into Raw. We've got all the interviews, it's pretty much a very interview-heavy thing. What?
My immediate response to this Raw, when it ended, I'm like, oh wow, it was mainly interviews and recaps and all. It's another Raw.
But you know what? The worst part is it was way better than the other ones because we actually got pay-per-view quality matches out of it. But that's neither here nor there. Let me just finish the thought, and then we'll bring it home.
They actually were pay-per-view matches.
Yeah.
Knee slapper.
Let me finish the thought, and then let's bring it home. We saw the Raw interviews, damage control, whatever you want to call it. It was what it was. This Monday, we've got Triple H bringing a huge announcement due to quote-unquote Royal Rumble controversy. And immediately after Raw, we've got another Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast with Triple H. We got to set up the road to WrestleMania. We got to set up Fastlane. We got to deal with the Roman Reigns situation. And we got to deal with all this other nonsense. Gentlemen, what happens next?
Let's face it, okay? Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar is happening, whether we like it or not. This announcement, I don't know what it is, but you can bet your ass that the match at WrestleMania is going to be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
No added guys?
No added guys.
You know what? I don't know
Especially not Daniel Bryan, with what has been said in interviews. Daniel Bryan isn't happening like it happened last year. He's because apparently, this is Vince McMahon's stubborn ass. But he said, we already did that. Okay, we went to the well once. If we do it if we do it again, it's gonna be redundant.
My only response.
It is, and I'm like,
wasn't it a good well? Was it good? Was it good?
Yeah,
water?
It was.
It got everybody. It got everybody back into the product. The people who were like, "Yo, screw you!" after the Royal Rumble of last year.
This was canceled WWE last year, before the network.
But it's one of those. It's gonna be Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Okay. I think that there's a shot. Okay, Dolph Ziggler's pushing this hard. Okay. It's not going to make all the fans happy that Daniel Bryan's not in the title match, but if Daniel Bryan faces Dolph Ziggler at WrestleMania, holy crap, dude, that is got to be glorious.
Apparently Vince wants Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus again.
No, they actually took that off the table.
They did?
They legitimately took that off the table.
I don't know what Vince's fetish is for that match, but
he really wants Daniel Bryan versus heels.
You talk about going to the well again.
Well, it's different now because the tables are turned. Sheamus is heel, and Daniel Bryan is face. It's still crap compared to what could happen.
Either way, that's the only thing that's really getting me any level of that's giving me any level of investment in WrestleMania, other than the potential of Wyatt versus Taker,
Triple H and Sting.
Yeah, even then, that's
I'm looking. Those are the only two really for me.
But as far as what they're leading up to, I think they are. Part of them is still in damage control mode, and I think they still might alter that, or at least set up like some other alteration to that big WrestleMania match. Now that they've had a week to sort of digest and appraise and see what might be going on. If nothing changes, I don't care.
Yeah, it's the one thing I know for certain. Okay, Daniel Bryan is not getting a title match at WrestleMania.
And that's just so very, very sad.
It is very sad. But you've also got Rollins versus Orton. Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm looking forward to Triple H versus Sting because it's Sting.
Yeah.
In a WrestleMania match, I don't care against who. It's Bray Wyatt versus Taker. As long as Taker is all right, should be a great match, and the build-up is going to be glorious. Okay, you have the opportunity to possibly have Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler. There are ways to pull this WrestleMania off. Okay, and I look forward to a Lesnar match, whoever it's against, because it's Brock Lesnar. Okay, for me, WrestleMania is a bye. Either way. Whoever's in the title match. Whether the title match remains the same, or whether they add a rando. Because it's not going to be Daniel Bryan. I'll reiterate that till the end of time.
Well, if they change it like right away, all of a sudden we're doing a qualifier where Daniel Bryan might come back.
Then I'd call bullshit. If you're gonna say that in an interview, stick to your guns. Right.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's
Full. What happens next?
I'm not looking forward to the title match as much as you are, Brian. I'm sorry. Even the interview promo that happened on Raw, I still wasn't convinced, because even listening to the Roman Reigns interview by itself, he was pretty much giving the John Cena answers. He's like, the fans can cheer or boo whatever they want. I'm still going to be Roman Reigns.
Who is Roman Reigns?
At
least we know who John Cena is at this point.
Here's also, I want to add on to that real quick. Okay, if he had said that in his interview with Crave Online, okay, that basically had him saying that if you don't like me, you hate your life. Yeah, fuck you, Roman Reigns. That's it. That's it. That's it. Then if he had said that during that interview, okay, people would still be pissed off, but there wouldn't be irreversible damage. Okay, you could come back. The character of Roman Reigns could come back. Now you've got some people who will never like your ass, whether you improve or not. You are done.
Nice.
You are done. Like, as a person, I think you're a sack of shit. Okay, as a character, I think you could come back. Okay, I might. There's a chance I could like you as a character. As a person, get away from me. But if he had said this, the backlash, I think, would be less severe. Okay, People would still hate the result, but they would still give it a shot.
Absolutely.
I'm not giving it a shot. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I am not convinced. Even with now back to Raw with the interview with Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, and Paul Heyman. For me, as soon as that interview ended, I'm just like, wow, you really did just lay all your cards on the table on that one. You pretty much put everything that you could have built in this feud right in that interview at the Raw after Royal Rumble. How the hell are you going to keep going with this until WrestleMania, after Fastlane? Because they're not going to talk about it during between, because now Brock Lesnar is going to be disappeared for a while.
Here's the problem, okay? Because Brock Lesnar disappears for a while, okay? They had to put all the cards on the table. Because who knows when we're going to see Brock Lesnar next?
But
it's one of those. But I'm actually okay with them putting all the cards on the table right now because it's Brock Lesnar's not going to speak again. Okay, Paul Heyman can only do so much. Okay, this was actually the first time to me that Roman Reigns looked comfortable in his skin during a promo. So I'm like, it's a good start. Okay, I don't like that Roman Reigns won, but if you're going this direction and you plan on sticking with it, this was a good start. Okay, just two big guys talking shit. If they had booked Roman Reigns like this,
more people would be on board.
More people would be on board. Just a big guy who talks shit and backs it up. That's all they had to do. But they tried to make the funny jokes and the suffer and succotash and the magic beans. And now what the hell are we doing? But if they had planned it out like this, and we get this promo, I'd be more down with it. I'd be like, this is perfect. But as of now, for me personally, okay, it's a good start. What are you gonna do now?
Yeah, that's exactly. What are you gonna do now? What is it? Just gonna be video packages from Fastlane till WrestleMania now? Because really,
now it's probably Roman Reigns trying to prove that he's.
All it is he's gonna continuously beat authority guys. That's it. He's probably gonna face the Big Show like a dozen times. He's probably gonna add Kane, add Seth Rollins. He did
beat the Big Show on SmackDown.
Yeah, yes, he did. They ruined it again with that. They could have, and now it's just going to be continuously repeated matches from Fastlane until WrestleMania. Just Brock Lesnar will probably just be sitting there watching and be like, "Yeah, derp, I'm going to derp drop you at WrestleMania because I can derp drop everybody because I derp drop the face of the company. I derp drop the number one heel of the company. I'm Brock Lesnar, damn it. Or no, I'm Brock Lesnar, baby."
I'm Brock Lesnar. I don't derp drop anyone. I suplex their ass and it hurts.
He's going. And it's like I said earlier in the show. I am not convinced Roman Reigns can beat Brock Lesnar.
I'm not convinced anybody can beat Brock
Lesnar. At this point, to really get me into this match more, and it's not going to happen this way, but is to have Brock Lesnar continue being the anti-hero. And you have to turn Roman Reigns heel.
You have to
actually can build a character, even if it's a heel character. You have to build some character. For me, it'll be like something similar, somewhat to Stone Cold and The Rock, WrestleMania 17.
You have to Batista.
Or 18.
You have to Batista Roman Reigns. He is the most hated man in the company right now. It depends on the next couple weeks, but if the reaction stays the way it is,
it's not going to.
If the reaction stays the way it is, you have to Batista Roman Reigns. You have to.
You know what? With the past week alone has been going, that's really the one and only source of enjoyment I'm getting out of WWE right now. Just seeing, because conditions are so extreme, as far as reactions alone. This could lay the groundwork for something explosively great, something explosively disastrous, and that's not the way it should be. That just getting over just things because things are so bad. That's not the way it should be.
But I do have something to say about the fans in Philly with what I heard happened after the Royal Rumble.
I have to agree with.
Okay,
which I haven't even heard confirmed yet.
Okay. Sources claim that a group of people blocked the exits, so the wrestlers could not get out. The Usos were the ones who took exception. Usos yelled at the fans dispersed. Okay. However, the fact that it came to that, you can express your discontent in more unthuggish ways than what sources claimed you did. Okay? If this is true, if this actually happened, I am ashamed to share a fandom with these select few people. When you put the lives of people who are working for a company that are screwing up in danger because you don't like what the company is doing, fuck you.
Brian, I have one thing to say about that. What did you expect? It's Philadelphia.
Yeah, and these are the reasons. These are the reasons, okay, where, oh, you're smarks. You're cool. That's cool. You like what you like. You boo what you don't like. Okay? But I don't respect you at all.
I've never really...
Because of the stuff you do afterwards.
That crossed the line. If that really what happened, no doubt it crossed the line.
Because of the stuff you do afterwards, okay? You put the lives of people who didn't do anything wrong, okay? They just did what they're told to. Okay? You put the lives of them in danger... Okay, I'm ashamed to share a fandom with you, and you need to get your priorities straight.
I've never been fans of people in Philadelphia, and hearing I've heard that this happened, I'm just like, you know what? It's Philadelphia. I am not surprised because people down there, not all of them, but people down there are just complete scum, who are just they take it too far. In any sports, any shows, they are just disgusting human beings, and that's why I hate Philadelphia. I don't like going down there at all because I just know people. The people there just disgust me with how cruel they can be. And if this is true, then middle finger to them because, like Brian said, it's disgusting to have to share fandom with them.
This whole thing has just gotten completely out of control, but you know what?
I get the sentiment. It's just like, calm down. It's not the end of the world. There are things more important in life than a wrestling event. Okay? You
like wrestling events.
You can share you can discuss your discontent in more obvious ways, which is like the booing. The YouTube show, a YouTube show like ours, okay, booing the way you did in the event, and doing whatever you do on Twitter. We can save that for another time because I got more with that.
That's a whole other episode.
But it's like, come on, get your priorities straight, people.
Yeah. And I certainly got my priorities straight, because literally one day after I canceled my network subscription, you know what I found out? New Japan has a show this weekend.
Ah,
there you go.
Happy days!
It's a 2-day event.
Do you have the network?
No.
Damn. You should do that.
I'm probably going to very soon.
Good.
It's a 2-day festival where it's just all tag matches. Yes,
and Japan does.
Holla, holla.
And Japan,
he really did go over to Japan. He really did.
Yep,
that's awesome.
Theodore Long is in heaven, and watching these tag team matches.
Holla,
holla,
holla, holla, holla, holla.
I was just looking up some of the matches for this, and it's absolutely fantastic. On day 2 on Sunday, where we got here? Yeah, a 6-man tag match. The Time Splitters, Alex Shelley and Kushida, and Ryusuke Taguchi versus the Bullet Club team of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks.
Yeah. I think I'm getting this network. This card is getting me out of the dumps. Yeah. Just reading this card, it's
another tag match. Togi Makabe and Yuji Nagata of all people versus a couple guys from Team Chaos, Tomohiro Ishii and my boys Shinsuke Nakamura, and that's just on one day.
Oh boy, this is gonna be a fun show.
Elsewhere,
and in other news, NXT. Okay, we've got new tag team champions. Okay, shocker. Okay, it's their second match. It's this tag team's second match. Wesley Blake, and
Buddy Murphy
and Buddy Murphy beat the Lucha Dragons. They beat Sin Cara. They beat Hunakara. And Kalisto hit his SDS and rolled backwards into a pin from the Legal Man. So they won the tag team titles. Okay. Adrian Neville advances because Adrian Neville and Tyson Kidd do their Neville versus Kidd thing, and Neville,
which was good.
It's always good. That's why I put it like that. They do their thing, and Neville comes out with the win. Baron Corbin does his emotionless automaton, then goes absolutely batshit crazy when he hits the ring.
And still a way more developed character than Roman Reigns.
And wins. So now Baron Corbin gets his first real test next week. When, first of all, in the other bracket, Finn Balor goes one-on-one with Hideo Kojima!
You just need to say that. That's the only reason why.
And Adrian Neville goes one-on-one with Baron Corbin to see who goes to the finals. It'll be a fun show. Then you get Charlotte and Bayley versus Sasha Banks and Becky Knox?
Becky Lynch.
Becky
Knox.
Good try, though. Good try.
You like Becky Lynch. Why?
I forgot. I'm drunk.
Take another drink of your beer, you
dude.
crazy
If you're
bastard.
forgetting Becky Lynch, then something's wrong.
Becky Lynch and Bayley and Charlotte turn on each other. Bayley turns into a Hellcat and starts going after
Catfight.
Charlotte. Bayley accidentally hits Charlotte while breaking up a pin. Charlotte pushes her, and Bayley gets pissed. Cat fight. All four are involved. Sasha and Becky leave, and then Bayley and Charlotte go at it and get pulled apart by the refs. You know that deal. And then the contract signing between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The part of the match the part of the show that everyone was looking forward to. Sami Zayn signs the contract immediately. Passes it over to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens stares across at Sami Zayn. Doesn't move to sign the contract. Sami Zayn talks a bit of game, goes through the history of their 12 years beforehand, and was like, "Why did you do it?" And then Kevin Owens looks down at the contract, and the first thing he says in NXT in a promo, "This says non-title match."
Just like that.
This says
the delivery was great.
This says non-title match. Now, whatever he may think, whatever Sammy may think, this wasn't personal. Okay? This is a business decision. Okay? Titles mean more money, means a better life for my wife and my 2 kids. Okay? So, if this is not a title match, I'm not signing it. We're not having a match. And then just throws the pen down and leans back against the ropes.
I am in love with NXT.
Like,
I really am. Speaking of which,
then William Regal is like, "I told you this is a non-title match. I told you what's got." And Sami Zayn is like, "No. He wants it. I want it. The people want me to kick Kevin Owens' ass in an NXT title match. Make it happen." William Regal changes the match. Sami Zayn signs it immediately. Kevin Owens does the slow heel stare, signs it, throws the contract on the opposite side of the table, walks closely, does the Razor Ramon
toss in the pen,
hits Sami Zayn in the face, and then walks to the back. And that's the end of the show.
It was beautiful.
Greatness.
Beautiful.
Greatness.
Helps. It's balm for the wound. Let's face it.
It is balm for the wound.
Was anyone else surprised that there were no NXT guys in the Rumble?
I was,
no,
but you know what? Wasn't. After a certain point, I just stopped feeling feelings.
Okay. Yeah.
So that brings us to where we are right now. We're all sort of, hurt. We're dealing with the pain in our own special ways. But you know what? We want to hear from you guys too. How are you dealing with the pain of all this madness of the week that was? Get into contact with us. Leave us a comment on this little video. Leave us a comment on our Facebook page, The Scholars of Wrestling Show. Like this video if you like what you hear, and if you want to hear more and see more of the Scholars of Wrestling logo, hit subscribe and you'll get new episodes every single week.
Nice.
Yes, nice rebounding.
There you go.
It's been a long show. I'm a little tired. And you know what? No matter how you slice it, we are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled.
You're welcome.
I'm going to watch New Japan again.
Oh, wait a minute. There's something I want to tell you guys. There's something... Wait. This is good. Okay, now WWE said that they got to 1 million subscribers, right? Well, I tried looking into this WWE Cancel Network. You know how many people canceled the network? It's over 9,000!
Oh, God, he made me win.